Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well. Today we are going to have Orientation Part 1. In this lesson we are going to recall the rules of present simple, use of how often in forming questions, and verb plus ing form. Are you ready to start? Let's begin with present simple in sentences. We use present simple when we talk about our daily routines. When we talk about daily routines, we use some keywords to describe how often an action happens. We call them adverbs of frequency. The keywords are always, usually, sometimes, and never. Let's have some examples. Majid always ice skates after school. Tom sometimes ice skates after school. Let's read this sentence together. Majid always ice skates after school. Can you spot the verb in this sentence? Very good. The verb here is skates. Now remember this rule. To form a sentence in a present simple, we use he, she, or it, followed by a verb ends with s. What about this sentence? Let's read it together. They usually ice skate after school. Now spot the verb in this sentence. Very good. The verb here is skate. Now follow this rule. When the sentence starts with I or they or we or you, we use the verb in the infinitive form without adding s. Now let's revise the present simple in questions and the present simple use of how often. Let's read the dialogue between Noor and Ahmed. Do you play computer games? No, I don't. Do you play tennis? Yes, I do. How often do you play tennis? I play tennis twice a week. Always remember, we use questions with how often to talk about how many times something happens. And this is how we formed the question. We started with how often, followed by does, then we add he or she, followed by verb in the base form, and we add question mark at the end. Or we can say the following. We start the question with how often, then we add do, followed by you or they, then we add the verb in the base form. We end the question with a question mark. To answer how often questions, we use these expressions such as once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week, and every day. Let's have an example. They take the bus to school 5 times a week. And don't forget, to form questions using does or do, follow this rule. Start the question with do, then add you, they, or we. Then use the verb in the base form. End the question with a question mark. Or you can start the question with does, then add he, she, or it, followed by verb in the base form, and we add question mark at the end. To answer do and does questions, we can use the affirmative form Yes, he, she, or it does. Or the negative form, no, he, she, or it doesn't. Also, we can say the affirmative form, yes, they, I, we do. Or the negative form, no, they, I, we don't. Let's have some examples. Does he play basketball? No, he doesn't. Does he play football? Yes, he does. And now let's practice. In this question, you are going to look at the pictures and answer. Let's do number 1 together. 1. Does he wake up at 8 o'clock? Look at the picture. The answer is no, he doesn't. Now pause the video and try to do the activity by yourself. Welcome back. Let's do number 2 and 3 together. Number 2. Does she live on a farm? Look at the picture. The answer is yes, she does. Number 3. Do they walk to school? Look at the picture. The answer is no, they don't. Now continue number 4 and 5 by yourself. Let's practice more. Are you ready? Let's begin. Read and choose the correct answer. Sammy usually TV before bedtime. The sentence starts with Sammy, and we have the word usually. It means that we have to use the present simple. The answer is watches, correct. Number 2. Ahmed and Noor never football at the park. What do you think? What is the correct answer? Very good. It is play. Number 3. She do her homework every day. The correct answer is does. Does she do her homework every day? Let's practice more. Do as shown between brackets. Number 1. Majid sometimes read comic books before bedtime. We have to correct the underlined verb read. The correct answer is reads. Number 2. Does he ice skate after school? No, he. We have to complete the answer. The question starts with does, and the answer starts with no. So, the answer will be no, he doesn't. Well done, everyone. Now let's revise verb plus ing form. Do you remember what is the verb plus ing form? The verb plus ing form is not a verb. It looks like a verb, but it is a noun. We use it to describe an experience with an action. For example, taking pictures is my favorite hobby. Reading is my favorite hobby. Taking and reading in these sentences are the subjects, and they are nouns. Now read with me. Love, like, enjoy, prefer. We use these words to show what someone likes doing. Dislike, don't like, and hate. We use them to show what someone doesn't like doing. Now after these words, we use the verb plus ing form. Let's have some examples. Look at Eric. Now we can say Eric likes or loves or enjoys or prefers reading comic books? Look at this picture. We can say they don't like or hate or dislike flying kites. Let's practice this rule. In this activity, you are going to look and circle, then write. Let's do number 1 together. Number 1, Eric. Look at the picture. Eric likes or doesn't like. What do you think? That's correct. Eric doesn't like. Now change read into verb plus ing form. Very good. The answer is reading. Eric doesn't like reading comic books. He wants to watch TV. Now pause the video and do number 2 by yourself. Welcome back. Let's check our answers together. Number 2, Tom. And we have play. Now look at the picture. Tom loves playing ice hockey. Tom loves playing ice hockey. It is his favorite sport. Let's practice more. Read and choose the correct answer. Number 1, kite isn't easy. What do you think? What is the correct answer? That's correct. Flying. Flying kite isn't easy. Number 2, Selma prefers collages. It is fun. We have the word prefers. So what do you think? What is the correct answer? That's correct. The answer is making. Selma prefers making collages. It is fun. Do as shown between brackets. Hala enjoys cook in her free time. We have to correct the underlined verb. Now in this sentence we have the word enjoys. So we are going to change and correct the verb cook into cooking. Well done everyone. You did very well. Thank you so much and see you next lesson.